Good morning and welcome back to another episode of The Longing. I've pretty much just woken up and I'm getting this recording done because I'm going to be out all day. So, we're going to continue with the Iliad. Let's get going. Swift to her bright apartment she repairs, sacred to dress and beauty's pleasing cares. With skill divine had Vulcan formed the bower, safe from access to each intruding power. Touched with her secret key the doors unfold, self-closed behind her shut the valves of gold. Here first she bathes and round her body pours soft oils of fragrance and ambrosial showers. The winds perfumed the balmy gale convey through heaven, through earth, and all the aerial way. Spirit divine, whose exhalation greets the sense of gods with more than mortal sweets. Thus, while she breathed of heaven with decent pride, her artful hands the radiant tresses tied. Part on her head in shining ringlets rolled, part o'er her shoulders waved like melted gold. Around her next a heavenly mantle flowed, that rich with Pallas's laboured colours glowed. Large clasps of gold the foldings gathered round, a golden zone her swelling bosom bound. Far-beaming pendants trembled in her ear, each gem illumined with a triple star. Then o'er her head she cast a veil more white than new-fallen snow, and dazzling as the light. Last her fair feet celestial sandals grace, thus issuing radiant with majestic pace. Forth from the dome the imperial goddess moves, and calls the mother of the smiles and loves. How long to Venus thus apart she cried, shall human strife celestial minds divide? And yet will Venus aid Saturnia's joy, and set aside the cause of Greece and Troy. Let heaven's dread empress Cytherea said, speak her request and deem her will obeyed. Then grant me, said the queen, those conquering charms, that power which mortals and immortals warms, that love which melts mankind in fierce desires, and burns the sons of heaven with sacred fires. For lo, I haste to those remote abodes, where the great parents, sacred source of gods, Ocean and Tethys their old empire keep, on the last limits of the land and deep. In their kind arms my tender years were past, my time old Saturn from Olympus cast. What time old Saturn from Olympus cast, of upper heaven to Jove resigned the reign, whelmed under the huge mass of earth and main. For strife I hear has made the union cease, which held so long that ancient pair in peace. What honour and what love shall I obtain, if I compose those fatal feuds again? Once more their minds in mutual ties engage, and what my youth has owed repay their age. She said, with awe divine the queen of love obeyed the sister and the wife of Jove, and from her fragrant breast the zone embraced. 233. With various skill and high embroidery graced. In this was every art and every charm, to win the wisest and the coldest warm. Fond love, the gentle vow, the gay desire, the kind deceit, the still reviving fire. Persuasive speech and the more persuasive sighs, silence that spoke, and eloquence of eyes. This on her hand the Cyprian goddess laid. Take this, and with it all thy wish, she said. With smiles she took the charm, and smiling pressed the powerful cestus to her snowy breast. Then Venus to the courts of Jove withdrew, whilst from Olympus pleased Saturnia flew. O'er high Pieria thence her course she bore, o'er fair Emathia's ever-pleasing shore, o'er Hemus's hills with snowy eternal crowned, nor once her flying foot approached the ground. Then taking wing from Athos's lofty sleep, she speeds to Lemnos o'er the rolling deep, and seeks the cave of death's half-brother, sleep. 234. Sweet pleasing sleep, Saturnia thus began, who spreadst thy empire o'er each god and man. If e'er obsequious to thy Juno's will, O power of slumbers, hear and favour still. Shed thy soft dews on Jove's immortal eyes, while sunk in love's entrancing joys he lies. A splendid footstool and a throne that shine, with gold unfading, Somnus shall be thine. The work of Vulcan to indulge thy ease, when wine and feasts thy golden humours please. Imperial dame, the balmy power replies, great Saturn's heir and empress of the skies. O'er other gods I spread my easy chain, the sire of all, old Ocean, owns my reign, and his hushed waves lie silent on the main. But how, unbidden, shall I dare to steep Jove's awful temples in the dew of sleep? Long since, too venturous at thy bold command, on those eternal lids I laid my hand. What time, deserting Ilion's wasted plain, his conquering son, Alcides, ploughed the main, when lo, the deeps arise, the tempests roar, and drive the hero to the Coan shore. Great Jove, awaking, shook the blest abodes with rising wrath, and tumbled gods on gods. Me chief he sought, and from the realms on high had hurled indignant to the nether sky. But gentle night, to whom I fled for aid, the friend of earth and heaven her wings displayed, empowered the wrath of gods and men to tame. Even Jove revered the venerable dame. Vain are thy fears, the Queen of Heaven replies, and speaking rolls her large majestic eyes. Think'st thou that Troy has Jove's high favour won, like great Alcides, his all-conquering son? Hear and obey the mistress of the skies, nor for the deed expect a vulgar prize. For know thy loved one shall be ever thine, the youngest grace, Pasithae the divine. 235. Swear then, he said, by those tremendous floods that roar through hell and bind the invoking gods. Let the great parent earth one hand sustain, and stretch the other o'er the sacred main. Call the black Titans that with Kronos dwell, to hear and witness from the depths of hell, that she, my loved one, shall be ever mine, the youngest grace, Pasithae the divine. The queen assents, and from the infernal bowers invokes the sable subtartarean powers, and those who rule the inviolable floods, whom mortals name, and the dread Titanian gods. And with that, we come to the end of the episode. So I will say thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon or night. No matter what time of day it is, I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow. Excuse me. I've just woken up. We'll be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.